good. My God. I just got jumped up and barked at in my face. I don't know why that didn't pop up, so we're going to figure that out. My whole overlay is just gone. Here, Knox, you get those. And Fritz, you get... Ow. Fritz, don't bite my damn hand. I don't know why my overlay isn't here. You guys can hear me, right? All right, let's try and figure out what the hell's going on. Let me figure out... Okay, let me try go there. What is the frame rate for that? Nope, don't have one. Let me try and just swap over to where I'm big. And then going back. I don't know what is up with my overlay. Hold on. I don't know what happened. I was literally about to hit start and the power in my house went out. I was like, what the fuck? So it just came back on. Internet came back on. Everything's all fucky wucky. We're figuring it out. I don't even... Can I even hear anything? Okay, so there was sound coming through. Okay. And the internet is very potato. 3 of the nerds got shot down? According to who? The Iranian? The IRGC? Probably not true. If 3 F-35s got shot down, that's a big fucking problem. AC was right about how pale you are. Why y'all gotta be coming at me like that? Sorry, guys. I'm just... Now my internet is still going in and out. Okay, now it reconnected. It said it disconnected, then it reconnected. I don't know what the hell is happening right now. Where is... Dude, Stream Elements fucking changed completely. I'm just trying to find my shit. There we go. Alerts and overlays. I don't need to get started. I have my own alerts. Oh, now it popped up. Maybe my internet was just potato earlier. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I saw the San Diego, the F-35 went down. I didn't get a chance to read up on the pilot. Sorry, guys. I was handling things. Looks like a blackout in there. Where? Can you guys hear me? You guys can all hear me, right? I'm late, but I'm here. Iranian cyber attack. I can finally put a face to the eyes and mouth. Well, welcome. Also, I'm trying something new, and it'll probably come out here in a couple weeks. Fen is, I keep that kid busy, but he is a hard worker. Fen just told me his schedule. That poor kid, man. Fuck that. But, so what we did, one of the things that you guys have asked for repeatedly was for me to do my HLC's classroom, but I actually break down like movie scenes of intercepts. And I was like, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just see what people think. So I did, I just got done recording it literally, I don't know, an hour ago. And I got it over to Fen. I was like, let's do Behind Enemy Lines. I used to love that movie when I was a kid. I used to really, really enjoy it. And, I was like, it'd probably take about 10 minutes to break it down. Nothing crazy, right? I just shot him a 40-minute video. It is the worst thing I have ever seen in my goddamn life since I become an air defender. I didn't want to ramble on that much. It was just so ungodly bad. So, yeah, sorry for the monster of a video that's going to be dropping here in a week or two. But yeah, oh my God, dude, it's bad. The dog cam is Haram brother. Ban that guy. Ban that. No, I'm just fucking, don't ban that guy. He's probably just fucking with me. Arondo says, Seafair happening right now. I can see the Blue Angels flying from the 737 factory because they were right on Lake Washington. Bro, I went to Oshkosh, was last week? My days are blended together. I got so much going on, guys. I love this job, but God, I am somehow busier than I was when I was in the military. It is insane. But, I didn't even get a chance to see the Blue Angels. I'm pretty sure they were at Oshkosh. I have no idea where they were. I didn't see the, what are they called? The Thunderbirds. Didn't see them. I know where they were. I didn't even get a chance to explore that side. I was there for 2 days. I saw maybe 20%. Meanwhile, Finn has like 5.5, 6 hours of footage to get through. That poor kid. But it was both good and bad. The bad was, so like when we got there, right when you walk into the middle of the square at Oshkosh, they had a C5, they had a C17, they had a C130 with skis on it from Alaska and shit, and then they had an F16, an F35, and I think that was it for the jets, and then they had an Apache. So I was like, I'm going to dip my toe in. I see Army people. They had a 777 out there. Let's start with them. They were super chill, wanted to talk to me about everything. We asked some simple questions, nothing crazy, right? Like, I want this stuff to be easily digestible. So I'm not going to be like, what is the climb rate in comparison to blah, blah, blah. No one's going to watch that. So simple questions, what do you like? What do you don't like? What's some of the cool things? What is a fun fact that you might use to blow someone's mind, right? And then I was like, let's go over to the F-16. I feel like that's a good segue over to there, right? And I went over to the F-16 and I was like, hey, who do I talk to? I would just like to ask some questions about the aircraft, your experience, nothing crazy, obviously nothing secret. And the guy, like some fucking full bird, some FUD, saw me, and Finn had his camera and he's like, who are you guys? Who are you with? And I was like, oh yeah, it's just a YouTube channel, nothing crazy, right? Like just taking some videos, asking some real slow pitch questions. And he's like, oh, it's not approved by public affairs. We can't talk to you. I'm like, then why are you here? Same thing at the F-35. Same fucking thing. I was like, okay, let's go over to War Eagles because those people fucking get down. Went over to War Eagles, spent all day there. Or not War Eagles, Warbirds. Went down to Warbirds, all day over there. They want to talk to you about everything under the fucking sun. Awesome experience. Next day, explosives and demo show. And bro, some of those guys in those acrobatic aircraft, I was standing underneath them, rigging explosives, and I'm just like, these guys are going to fucking crash into each other. Like that, it's so cool. It is really cool. If you've never been, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. But 2 days is not nearly enough for what you need at Oshkosh. I'm going to get an Arch Warhammer on the unsubscribe cast. Count Dankula knows him, and Electrician will do World War II nerd out. To be fair, like I'm very close with the unsub guys. I don't really have any control over what they do. I can bring it up to them. I know that 40K is a big like lore area. The camera makes the difference. What? HLC recognizes FUDs confirmed. That's the thing, man. Like times change. I'm 36 years old, right? Like I'm not an ancient guy, but times change and you have to change with the times. Social media opened up a whole world, right? It opened up a whole world of everything. Number one, it opened up fucking people who think they're far more important than they actually are. Number two, it gave a platform to a lot of idiots. Number three, it's free marketing. If you own a business nowadays, or if you are trying to get people to pay attention to something you care about and you're not utilizing social media, you will fail. I'm sorry. It's just the nature of the way it is. So I will bring it up to Eli. No guarantees there. Let me see. You just saw your video on the Texas Salt War. You should look into the Brisbane deportation in Arizona, something Buff would come up with. I'm down. I like little weird off ones like that, dude. I literally Googled, I was like, strange American history things that have happened. And I went through, saw a couple of them. I was like, not really. And I was like, Salt War? The fuck is the Salt War? So I had to teach myself about the Salt War. Hello from Little European Texas. You guys are about to, on par to break 1 trillion GDP this year. Congratulations to the Polish. Doing it against all odds. What's crazy is if you let people live under communism for a short period of time and then you're like, hey, let's get rid of that. Let's do something else. They magically become crazy successful. It's wild. The Polish have a special place in hell for communists. And I love every bit of that. How many calories in your gumming and munchies? Hey, I am down 26 pounds from when I was my heaviest. Y'all leave me alone. I'm getting there. It's a process. HLC with Rimpak happening, they sank a Tycho class cruiser. Saw that. Did that mean Jack Sparrow's getting one hell of an upgrade? Wait, hold on. It wouldn't be the rum. Why are all the rim gone? Yeah, the rim. That was a terrible joke. Look, I promise you guys, live, I am much more awkward. Am I doing Nick's diet? No, I'm not doing Nick's diet. I have my own diet going on. There's a meal prep place here in town. And the downside is I would be down more weight than this right now, But when I travel, I eat like dog shit. I try and make better choices, but I just end up not doing it. I eat like dog shit, and then I come back and I'm, back in the gym, straight and narrow, because like usually when I'm traveling, I'm so busy. And so it's been a lot of fluctuation, but right now I'm down 26. So that's a good start, right? Did I hear the United States Navy is starting to produce the Legend class Coast Guard cutter as a frigate? To be fair, the thing out displaces the Fletcher class 3 times over. Really? No, I'm not talking shit. I could have swore like, one of the things that the United States Navy is lacking in is our frigates. Most other developed nations in the world are really big on their frigates. We kind of we spec'd into a different tree, destroyers and cruisers. That's just the direction we went. But a frigate has a very important role in any kind of carrier battle group. So good for long range logistics. You're not risking the entire battle group. You also have, they got a little bit of fight in them. They can't take on the biggest ships in the world, but they got some fight in them. They're fast, they're maneuverable. Like they have a very important role in anyone's modern navy. We don't have frigates for a reason. I'm genuinely curious, Weapons. What is the reason? I'm not talking shit. I want to know. Oh shit. I hate it when it does that. You definitely did not hit depth on that squat video. No judgment. We understand the confusion. Most people consider their sack hitting the ground being low enough, but not you. So, to be fair, okay, before I did that, I did 15 minutes on the Stairmaster. I did 3 sets of 15 leg curls, 3 sets of 15 leg extensions. And then I did, what are the ones where you like put your knees in the thing and you go in? I did 3 sets of 10 there, like slow pause and then, slow back out, fast pause, slow back out. And then I did 3 sets of 10, the opening ones, fucking hey daddies, whatever you want to call them. And then I did 2 sets of 10 squatting 135 and 2 sets of 10 squatting 225. And then I tried for the 365. So that's fair. That's fair. And I know on the 135 and the 225, I did hit depth. It's just I got all the way down and I was like, my body's just not feeling it. Ethan's going to be swole. Missiles killed Frittix. DDG took their mission. So just please elaborate. The Navy would like them back mostly for PACOM and Fifth Fleet work. Well, that's the thing. Most of the aggressor nations out there have a really good, brackish water Navy, but they don't have a blue water Navy. Our blue water Navy is a fucking monster, but I don't know how. Again, I'm not read in on the tactics, capabilities, limitations of these systems and sensors. I'm not read in on that. So I don't know in the world of power projection, reaching towards enemy ports, is there a drawback there? I don't know. Can I pet that dog? That's Knox. I gotta turn the camera down so you guys can see his face. You're good, bud. You're good. There you go. That's my dude. He's not wearing a red bandana this time. He's wearing a blue bandana. He switched from the Bloods to the Crips. That's what he did. Sonic Boom's ripping through the factory right now. Tickles you a little bit. Is Sister Line Crosser good this week, dude? Yeah, she's doing good. Last I heard, she went on like a 200-mile motorcycle ride. I have my own reservations about her immediately purchasing another motorcycle after almost dying on one. And it's not that I'm against bikes. It's not. I'm nowhere near against bikes, right? I rode them for a long time. I am against when your bike becomes your personality. Case in point, Harley Davidson. I'm sorry. It just, you're more than a person. You're more than a bike, right? You should be doing more with your life than that. So that's my problem. With Asylum's Humans Experimentation is the price of admission. With enough funding, we can get the servitor program going. The Malcontent is asking the real questions here. He is asking the real questions. Hey, bro, just curious, do you know how much the 28th Battalion from New Zealand, or is that more of a Fat Electrician deep dive, my Coro and Papa served? I'm unfamiliar with what a Coro is. That might be some Australian slang. No, I do not know much about the 28th Battalion. Look, I'll be totally honest with you. I had no idea until recently that Japan and Australia had a huge knockdown, drag out battle. Not in New Zealand. What's the other one down there? Not Malaysia. Fuck. Someone sent me a book on it. Where's the book? I have the book on my bookshelf in the other room. He needs a treat. He gets those treats at the hour mark. You have to get back on the bike or you'll always fear it. I don't disagree with you. I totally agree with that, right? You have to. The first time my older brother crashed, he was doing a $120 on a Suzuki GSXR. I helped put the bike back together and helped get him back on the bike. Yeah, the IRGC said they shot down 6 planes. They're just, so this is the thing. And I mean, it works. It fucking works. But the social media propaganda campaign, so this is the drawback of America's freedom of information and freedom of speech. I am by no means agreeing that we should limit the freedom of speech, but social media puts a very interesting little thing in there. Now, what the IRGC does is what Russia does, is what Hamas does, is they put as much bullshit into the void as they can. And when you laugh at it, they know it's not going to work, but they just keep firing out there until some idiot grabs a hold of it and starts preaching it as gospel. That's all they do. The IRGC limits, you cannot access Twitter or X from Iran right now, which is why all the IRGC pages are in Southwest Asia. Those are the ones pushing the propaganda. It's not the Iranians. If we wanted BDA and to figure out exactly what was going on, I tell you right now, what the DOW should do is start dropping remote Starlink uplink into Tehran. You will figure out what is going on there really quickly, and it will fuck up their entire navy narrative. You can fuck up the IRGC's entire narrative by giving the people unfettered internet access. I mean, could we weaponize the internet? Wouldn't be the first time Uncle Sam has done some wild shit like that. It might work. I heard from the IRGC they killed a Cheeto. Oh, damn it. It did that thing again. I got to get caught up on these, man. You guys are just blasting them in. Have I seen what's happening in Spain? They better hide their goats. Bro, I saw that, and this is the thing. Statistically speaking, I would say at least, and this is, I'm shooting on the low end, 50% of those people coming in are genuinely trying to look for a better life. I know there's going to be some that don't like that. But the problem is the other percentage of people are going to make it a problem for everyone. And it isn't that they're inherently bad. It's just a different type of culture. It's a completely different culture. A lot of those places don't really have like repercussions for your poor actions because they don't have like functional police forces and an ability to investigate. And when you move those people into countries that they do have police forces and can investigate, it looks like you're disproportionately policing them. No, they're just disproportionately shitty because it's what they're used to in their country. It's so hard to get like people's brains into the brain of someone like from that part of the world because it's all instant self-gratification. There's really nothing else around it. How close do you think we're simply say, fuck it and wipe the IRGC out? The only downside is we could do that, but that's also going to eliminate a large portion of the civilian population. And I feel like decades down the road, we're going to have the same problem. We're in between a rock and a hard place. And I said it from day one. You guys can go all the way back. When we first started hitting Iran, I was like, this is the fight we need to have, but this is a huge gamble. Because if any amount of the IRGC still remain, they will rebuild and they will start to nuclearize, and our sons and daughters are going to fight the next generation. It's going to happen. The answer is going boots on the ground, but that also endangers American lives and is also a wrong answer. We're between a rock and a fucking hard place. I feel, again, I'm not read in behind the curtain. I don't know any details, but I feel like we've gone as far as we can with strikes. It's just the way it is. Tonight at midnight, get your popcorn. Grandpa Buff is in here. They're trying to force the Spanish to give over those 2 little tiny territories attached to Morocco. I say let them have it. Look, the Spanish, I mean, maybe the Inquisition will come back. No one suspects the Spanish Inquisition. I'm sorry. A cool The Gang Does video would be The Gang Does storm chasing. Pass it on, and I know it may not happen. So I did bring that up actually to Trout. Trout has that show like Dirty Jobs, and I brought that up to him. I was like, dude, you should go find a storm chaser. You're in San Antonio. You're from the Midwest. Like, that would be cool. And he's like, dude, I almost died to tornadoes twice. No. Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that. I was only wondering because the wishy-washy between us and them is honestly wild. Well, this is the thing. You have one side, let's say the American side, more or less capitulating to political pressure. End this, get it over, get it done now, which is great. And the other side, their policy is survive. Look, there's no beating around the bush there. The IRGC at this point just cares about survival. They want to stay in power, no matter what. I gave the solution. I know what war looks like. It's a terrible fucking thing. But I'm also trying to get a little something happening. I still have that letter from Chris over at the drone schoolhouse. I just hit up Eli Double Tap and I was like, hey, are you interested? Would you do this with me? And he's like, fuck yeah, I would. So I gotta shoot a text or an email to Chris. The USN hasn't had a true working frigate since 2015 when the last OHP was retired. Yes, but according to Weapons, who may know more than me on this, mine is radar, air defense, shit like that. His is more weapons. Maybe he knows something I don't. I mean, missiles did change the game. I mean, Tomahawks have a crazy range. You don't got to be in as close. I don't know. Excuses. You could pass for a... Do I say that quokka? Is it quokka? I don't... Those things are adorable, by the way. I looked them up. I did. Longtime fan, love your content. Well, thank you so much for being here. Strigan, I think I said that right. Hope to see more as the years go by. You and Fat Electrician are my news sources, and I thank you for your service. Well, thank you so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate it. Just tuned in. Was HLC's ball slapping recording addressed yet? At AC, the crew were talking about it last week. Oh, you know what? I knew that was a mistake sending that to Zach. I knew that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. As tradition, how much rebar did you add to the floor and the chair? It's a normal chair. You know, I feel like unless I start looking like a Holocaust victim, everyone's still going to call me fat, no matter how much. DDGs are more versatile, crew per ton of ship. DDG is a better investment. I agree with that statement. However, my counter to that would be littoral combat ships, according to people in the Navy, I don't know shit about them. The Independence and Freedom class are a colossal waste of money. I just work here, bro. I don't know. Okay, so but if you got convoys to protect, FFGs are good escorts. Okay. I mean, maybe that's their role, is being able to protect global shipping, which is ultimately what the US Navy does in spades. New Zealand is not Australia. The book is Beyond Singapore or Hell's Heroes. There you go. Sorry. I know the two different nations. I'm sorry. That's when I think of Australia, I think of New Zealand. They're very, I mean, they're right next to each other. Okay, I say right next to each other. I know they're a couple hundred miles away. The Australians were very, very clear in their statement of you're wrong from your invasion perspective on my USA versus Australia. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Do you ever make to the post office? No, I drove past it today and I was like, shit, I don't have time. Can you text Eli about getting Colonel Harvey C. Barnum Jr. on unsub? His resume speaks for itself. Harvey C. Barnum. Well, I'll remember Barnum because it reminds me of Barnum and Bailey. I will reach out. With the motorcycle thing, where do you fall in the airbag debate? I say 150 to 600 to protect your core and neck is worth the cost and style points. Yeah, no, the body airbags, the torso and head airbags that they have. Here's the thing, right? I tell people all the time, you don't dress for the ride, you dress for the slide. I live in the desert, and when I would ride in 100-degree weather, at the very least, I had a protective vest on. And I usually, because the Army, I had to wear long sleeves, so I just wear kind of a flowy shirt, because road rash on these, and I can lose fingers. I could lose both of these from, the elbow down, no problem. I mean, it would suck, but I could lose both those. This is where the important stuff. And I'd always wear a helmet. I would always wear a lid. So if it's function, I'm all for it. Coast Guard cutter to be a frigate due to the Constellation class cost too much. One Italian ship hull, save money, good on paper, but upgrade from class 1 survivable, class 2 expensive, as fuck capability, deep drove cost to Burke Rang 3. I swear that's English. Hold on. Is it classes for funding or classes for survivability? I'm trying to understand. I want to understand what you're saying here and be like, yeah, that's correct. Or maybe I have a nuanced opinion on it. I just don't. Are you talking about the Flight 3 Berks? I had plans and now they're ruined and not being able to get one. Bro, it was a 2-year endeavor for me to try and get those Franklins. I'll reach out to Bunker and see if they can get someone to get them and get them within 2 years, which I hope so, which may be more expensive on my end, but it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Japanese destroyer fired a Tomahawk cruise missile for the first time. I did see that. Some like that JP is stepping up. Others are crying about their constitution. I agree. This is the thing. Japan, I have the same feelings for Japan as I do for Germany. However, I think politically and ideologically, our alignment with Japan is closer than our alignment to Germany. Now, both of them went to all-out war against the Allies. Both of them lost. Both of them kind of paid their penance. And if they are aligned with us now and allies, I genuinely believe that we should be doing nothing to restrict their military building capabilities. I get it. Treaty of Versailles that launched us into World War II, but we didn't cripple Germany this time like we did during the Treaty of Versailles. So I personally, I think that we should allow Japan to build up because two reasons. One, they've kind of paid their penance and they understand, kind of the status quo of the world, to use a bit of a, archaic term. But they're also one of the most powerful allies we have in the region. Nothing against the South Koreans. They hold their own, but South Korea is staring down the barrel of a loaded gun that is North Korea. Japan is going to be vitally important for any Pacific fighting that we do. So I think that allowing them to build up should be something that we 100% allow to happen. Now, nothing against Australia. Australia is, again, one of our very strong allies in the region, but Australia is significantly farther from mainland China than Japan is. I could see them being a primary logistics hub, rearming area, maybe repairs. And I mean, Australia, like, we talk shit about Australia, America, right? Like we all talk shit, but when the metal hits the meat, like it's all or nothing, man. We're all on the same fucking team. And if Aussies are on my team, you bet your ass I'm going to defend them with every fiber of my being, just like they're an American, without question. And I genuinely feel, can't speak for them, but I feel like Australians have a lot of the same mentality, right? Like, they're not afraid of a fight. They're willing to do what they need to do. They have aligned with the United States, kind of our mutual hatred of beans on toast, but we do a lot of military training and military trading of equipment back and forth. So I definitely, he said, plus Japan has the kaiju. They just got to release, Godzilla. That's it. We're just going to send Godzilla on over. I hate to tell you, HLC, my first gun will probably be the SIG P365XL. Going to the range tomorrow to shoot more small guns, but that one is most likely. Whatever you're comfortable with, man. I will always tell people, having a gun that you are comfortable with and trained with is better than having no gun at all. Like, for example, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just an Amazon driver. I was playing a video game with Fen yesterday. We were playing some Helldivers. Because honestly, with him, it's a lot of fun. We just put it on like difficulty 5 or 6, depending on what we're fighting, and we just go have fun. And she's like, hey, someone tried to open the garage. Like, I was like, what do you mean, like push like the buttons? And she's like, no, like they tried to open the garage door. And we have cameras out there. For some reason, they weren't caught on the cameras. I fucking loaded up, put that thing in my pocket, and I just started walking around the house, like seeing who was around. Could have been Amazon, because we do have like a thing where they can open up the garage door, but like we deactivated that because we didn't want them to have access. So I don't know. People are fighting and losing their life every single day. Why would you say that this is people's fault? We're doing this fight for 47 years, bro. This is people's fault. I'm trying to understand. I mean, absolutely, we've been having this fight for 47 years. Every amount of destabilization and terror group in the Middle East, with the exception of ISIS, was started and funded through Iran. I mean, I absolutely agree. I have reservations about sending America's sons and daughters to fight. So, because I know what that looks like. And it isn't, how do I word this? It isn't like the movies, first of all. You got to understand, when a human loses their life, it's gross. It's loud. Humans die very fucking loud. Okay? Secondly, it's often not based on skill. Like, yes, skill plays an important portion of combat, along with tactics, logistics. Like, they're all important things that you need in combat, but oftentimes it comes down to luck. Someone walks past a landmine that you step on. Someone ducks when you don't. Someone jumps when you should have. I don't know. Most terror groups are funded by our greatest ally. Well, I don't know, man. Like, here's the thing. Do I trust? That'll get me fucking shot. Okay. Do I trust Israel 100%? No, I don't trust anyone 100%, except for the United States of, okay, well, I don't even trust America 100%, right? I love this country and I will absolutely fight for this country, but my trust is not centered in the government. Someone said pimp. Big Luke, what is up, my dude? So, as for them being our greatest ally, it's a matter of opinion, I suppose. However, oftentimes the most logical, what is that? The most logical or simple answer is the truth. Here's the thing. You got to understand, when you got people like Candace Owens on the fucking internet, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? And I make jokes about everybody. I make jokes about everyone under the sun. However, if Israel got bombed tomorrow, right? And the U.S. intelligence verified that that attack came from an adversarial nation that immediately started bombing Israel for whatever reason, right? People would still say it's a false flag. Whenever something happens in Ukraine, no, it's a Ukrainian false flag to get America involved. It's usually not. Trust me, I haven't seen anything that just floors me with either Ukrainian a little bit better, but Russian tactics and abilities to do things like that, right? Occam's razor, there you go. Michelle Owens is just a nut job. Yeah. Dude. That woman, I used to like really enjoy the things that she said, and she just went way off the deep end. Now, there is some historical context for some of the things she said, right? You got to take the good with the bad. I try to listen to everybody, and I try and verify their claims. A lot of them are not that good. And you're basically, so when people say like, oh, the government's covering it up. Bro, every news agency in the world really just wants their clickbait. If they found something that the government was covering up, they're going to be shouting it from the mountaintops. Okay. So did I see all the Corsairs at Oshkosh? Hell yeah. I sat in one of them. What do I think about the people on the internet who think that Israel controls the U.S.? Personally, I think that's bullshit and fear mongering. So I went down that rabbit hole. Now, I would say that they have definitely some power, and that's through lobbying. I went down the lobbyist rabbit hole. They definitely have some power, and they're in some people's pockets. Is it enough to sway things in their favor? Maybe yes, maybe no. Sometimes there are people who are on the fence, who Israel has like logical standpoints, and they're like, hey, this is what's going on. Here's all the details. Here's all the facts. And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to back you up on that. So I don't know. Every government thief gets to resign. Fucking wish. I wish. What is Oshkosh? It is the largest air show in the United States. I believe in the world. And I looked it up. It's 2.33 square miles. It is 1.5 miles wide and 3 miles long. It is huge. Oil apes versus coin clippers. Holy fuck. Are you Grandpa Buff? That is the funniest shit. Oil apes versus coin clippers. Fucking great. U.S. frigate evolved from destroyer escorts in World War II. Their main mission was always been anti-submarine warfare and service asset escort against the same. Okay. Is that why we started using just destroyers? Because DDGs do most of that? What's a good word this week? The good word is Blumpkin. I don't know if I can say that word. I might get banned. Did you hear anything from Nick, that General Eichelbacher topic? I asked you to spend it on him a couple weeks ago. Any update on Franklin plushies? I'll bring up the plushies to bunker again. You guys keep asking for them. They were gone like quick. I shot that over to Nick. I sent him a text and I was like, hey man, just something on your purview. And he's like, all right, cool. Some dickhead did a geography video for you. Sydney, Australia to Wellington, New Zealand is longer than San Antonio, Texas to Charleston, South Carolina. Damn, I keep on forgetting how big Australia is. As long as Japan gives us mechs. Yes. You can say whatever. Don't be a country blumpkin. Hi, HLC. Love your videos, especially with Lancer and the kid. I'm surprised, though, that they have not worked as a team to get the kid an intercept, or at least out of the hangar, because as much chaos as possible. That might be a good story little spin-off. Is that the crazy one is helping the crazy one? I like it. Fritz is walking in circles. You guys may have to deal with a chair stream. I may have to take him out. No, stop staring at the treat bag. It is not time. We are only at 37 minutes. You got 20 minutes. Fun fact, when Reagan wanted 600 ship Navy and reactivated and upgraded the Iowas, it was equal to 40 OHPs per BB. So 16 FFGs or 4 BB. Oh my God, dude, you're using those acronyms that I barely learned DDG. BB is battleship, I know that. FFGs, I believe those are frigates. So 16 FFGs or 4 BB. I don't know what OHP is though. I'm unfamiliar with that. That to me, that's Ohio Highway Patrol. F-16 bovine. What are we talking about? If Aussies are on our team, I'm getting drunk a lot more than normal. They do have some good booze. I tell you, each I guess Caucasian culture has their thing. Like when you go to Europe, and I just kind of group all Europe together, they all say that Americans don't have good beer, right? That's fair. That's fair. We have some watered down beer. The same thing. The Australians say the same thing. But then the Brits say, well, Australia doesn't have good fucking scotch and whiskey. That was, this came from us. And America's like, well, we have our own whiskey. And they're like, it's piss water. None of them got moonshine. Checkmate, fuckers. I'm telling you, put a hillbilly out in the woods for long enough, he will get you fucked up. OHP is Oliver Hazard Perry class frigate. There we go. Sarah, thank you. Fritz, it is not time. Do you want just up on my lap? Is that what you want? All right, we got Fritz. The ability of a ship to survive enemy hits is classed as according to its ability of the ship to continue combat after hit. Italian hull was designed class 1. We're upgrading them to class 2. Oh, God, that's going to be some money. I will say, at least with the American Navy, I feel like we focus a lot more on survivability and firefighting. And the only one I have to compare this to is the only other Navy that I've seen do any kind of combat, and that is, Fritz, do not shake my entire desk. And that is the Russians. And I feel like even when they take mediocre hits from like small drones and small drone boats, it really just, they almost always sink. Don't let Germany on our side. We'll lose meme-wise. I'm talking about my people, brother, Persian people. I don't disagree with you. And that's the thing. It's how do we go in and deal with the IRGC without loss of the Persian people? Now, logically, at least for me, it would be to arm the Persian people, which I feel like 3-letter agencies are already doing. But then again, you also have to train them and make sure that they have ammunition and are willing to do what needs to be done. And I've seen it in small, like, control groups, like IRGC getting murked by Persians who are standing up, and fucking hats off to them. With no logistic support, no tactical support, no air support, no nothing. They're taking the fight to the IRGC. Dude, hats off. Like, that is big dick shit. Like, without question, that is big dick shit. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Who wins, Su-57 or the kid? The kid, all day, every day. I actually asked the demo pilot. We had to cut it out for public affairs reasons. But I asked them, I was like, is the Su-57 aptly rated or overrated? And they were both, the demo pilot Laz and Bear, his wingman, were both like, I can't answer that. And I was like, that means it's overrated. That means it's fucking way overrated. Like the whole Cobra maneuver thing. I mean, it's cool for air shows. Like, it's a cool thing to see. Like, that's interesting. That's an acrobatic role. It is pointless in combat. Like, I thought Maverick was a really good pilot, and then that Su-57 mock-up in Top Gun Maverick did a Cobra maneuver, and he's like, what the hell? Like, you're telling me a seasoned, like, 25, 30-year pilot hasn't heard of a Su-57 doing a fucking Cobra maneuver and realized, haha, look, he just bled off all his airspeed and increased his fucking radar cross-section. Anyways, Fox 3. Like, that's... We're switching to guns. That's cool. Yeah, have a nice day. That does not mean overrated. I can't say who said it to me, but they're in that realm, and they were like, off the record? Uh-huh. Picking up what I'm laying down. Look, all I'm saying is the Su-57, if you brought one here to the United States, we already know that it wouldn't even meet America's standards for stealth. It's probably not going to meet America's standards for 5th gen either, because there's no global agreed upon standard for stealth or 5th gen. America requires a reduction in radar cross-section of greater than 90%. The Su-57 is not that, so it is listed by NATO as reduced visibility and not stealth. HU, do you think the exit plan in this conflict would have been the Kurds? This is the thing. I never worked with the Kurds. I'm kind of finding out about this like at the tail end of thing. From what I understand, the Kurds are a lot like the Northern Alliance in Afghanistan, is that they were friendly to the United States and we armed them, and then we kind of fucked them over. I don't know all the details. I didn't do Iraq. So I know the Kurds were like big in Iraq. I don't know. And now people are talking about the Kurds don't have any like ancestral land to live on, which I mean, sounds like the easy out would be use the Kurds, arm the Kurds, train the Kurds, and the Kurds go take out the IRGC and then just live there. But I don't know how well the Persians and the Kurds get along. We might just be creating another problem here. I have no clue. The gang does Anzac Day. Watch Where My Medals on the Left Side. Watch Where My Medals on the Left Side by Sisters in Arms. I do want to go to Anzac Day. I've brought it up to the unsub guys. Nick refuses to leave the country, so I might just grab somebody else. Eli has a passport. Cody has a passport. Brandon, I think, has a... Yeah, he's left the country. He has a passport. Trout, I don't think, has a passport. Zach, I think, does. Why is it always raining and thundering when I'm streaming? Like, I need to do this more often, so that way we can get some fucking water here. I do want to do Anzac Day. I 100%. Okay. Also, good channel to check out is China Uncensored. If you want more info on content, for example, recently China's stock market crashed $1 million nosedive, which I'm sure you could put into a skit. I was not familiar with that. I had no idea that they had a stock market crash. I wonder why. Maybe it's the remnants of the one-child policy come to bite them in the ass. Or slavery. Or their concentration camps. Or the tofu dregs. Or stealing from anyone that they're partnered with. Or the fat gay Winnie the Pooh looking motherfucker in charge. I don't know. I'm just talking shit at this point. And I just threw way more. God, man, Buff came out right there. Holy shit. Cappy's been to Ukraine. Ooh, Cappy would be a good one, man. I bet Cappy would have a fucking blast at Anzac Day. That might be the choice, man, because he knows a lot. He is, dude, every time I do a what if with Cappy, which we just did, we just recorded one. No, that one already came out. We got another one. I was supposed to record it yesterday, and then he's like, how about tomorrow? And then I texted him today, and he's like, hey, man, I got to push it till Monday. So I was like, okay, I'll do this reaction video, and then I got to work on other shit. Yeah, Cappy might be the play. Cappy might be... That's a good idea. I like Cappy. Speaking of Oshkosh, I'm jealous you got to meet Nicholas De Jesus. Oh, dude, he is so fucking cool. If he was who I think he is, he's my old flight leader back during my Ace Combat 6 days. Glad he's doing well. Yeah, dude, he is, he walks around with a cane, but good dude, man. Honestly, he called me a slur the second he met me in person. We've texted back and forth a little bit, and I was standing by the F-16 getting the answer no from this fucking full-bird douche canoe. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, man. The public affairs is never going to want to work with me again. And this dude comes up behind me and calls me an F slur. I don't think I can say that on YouTube. And I turn and I see him and I was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And that's how I can tell he's old school military. Like that, there is no kindness. There's, oh man, hey, it's so nice to meet you. You're such a... No, walk up and talk some shit. That's how I know you're old school. So good dude. He's a good dude, man. If you go to Oshkosh again, would you plan on camping on site for the whole week? I did last year. Couldn't afford to do it this year. Oshkosh is 90-ish minutes from my house. I don't know about camping. Cause I kind of like to shower. Do they have showers at the fucking campgrounds? If I could wash my ass, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like, that's really all I want. But, I definitely will be going back. I'm hoping next year. As far as I'm concerned right now, I don't have anything planned. I would love to go back and, like, especially when the video comes out, if you guys really enjoyed it. De Jesus, he'll be coming down here in October, and I told him, I'll come on out there and blow some shit up. So, an equator crosser. Can we send DSA representatives to live in the prisons before they try to abolish them? Maybe move illegals in with them. DSA, while we're at it. You guys aren't going to like my opinion on the prison system. I mean, some of you might, but a lot of you won't. American prisons have a higher repeat offender rate than almost any prison in the world. Why is that? Well, it's a combination of a couple of different things. One, our laws are really strict, but a lot of these guys are repeat offenders, and the repeat offenders getting out on bond because we don't have room in the prisons pisses me off. But they have everything taken care of for them. They get cable TV. They get fucking 3 hots and a cot. They get their commissary. We need to start limiting them. That sheriff, who's no longer the sheriff down in Arizona, had a like 30% lower than the national average repeat offender rate. Why? Because he had them living in tents out in the desert. It sucks. Prison is a punishment. I'm sorry. Like, but I understand civil rights. Like, it's a thin line to teeter on, right? Like, we're supposed to be, cable TV is not a right. I'm sorry. It's not. Well, television in general is not a fucking right. You have a right to exist. You have freedom of speech. You can say whatever the hell you want to, as long as you're not threatening any guards. So prison is a punishment and should be treated as such. You know what prison I really like, and this is going to be a wild take. What prison I like and how it is ran? Black Dolphin. And you might be like, what is Black Dolphin? Where's that at? That is in Russia. It's in Siberia. It's like 60 miles of -40 fucking degrees in any direction to try and get out of there. And you know what happens if you get out, which is wild to even get out of there? They don't chase you. They release big ass fucking mountain dogs that go and just shred you to pieces. They don't chase you. Also, you're inside a cell within a cell, and anytime you're moved from one cell to another, you are literally handcuffed, bag over your head, 3 guards, and your hands are behind your back, and your like face is down at the floor, and you're walking. Dude, like, I really love the way, but that also has like cannibals, and like the worst of the worst in Russia is in Black Dolphin. They also wake you up at like 5 a.m. every morning out in the cold, so that way you have to do exercise every single day. It's a punishment. Sir, mods and all, hope everyone's weekend has started off well. I hope so. I got some moving parts this weekend. Also after this, my older brother in Japan, he got a computer, so we're going to play some video games. And I really do miss my older brother. He left when I was still in middle school, and I understand why he left. I completely get it. My family was a lot of bit toxic, and it's, yeah. Yeah. God damn it. Okay. I got so many. Australia is 80% the landmass of the United States. Sydney to Wellington across the Tasmanian Sea, the separation of 2 countries you think are side by side. Tassie's like right off the coast when you look at the map. I know. I actually measured how far Tasmania was because I was going to use it as a fire base for HIMARS and shit. It was too far. Sorry, but the Persians did not stop the IRGC when they had less than 10% support in 79 and in 14 when they didn't rise up during the Arab Spring. Agreed, but it's very hard to rise up against people who have absolute power and will mow you down with machine guns like the 40,000 plus that they just did in February. Like, I feel like we acted too late because 40,000 of the most motivated Persians just got murdered by the IRGC. And I hate that. I feel like we just got into the fight too fucking late. How many civilians were lost in the bombing of Berlin again? Okay. Look, I swear to God, there was a documentary I was watching. It was on World War II. My wife hates it because I love watching World War II documentaries. And there was a pilot. He was a Canadian pilot. And he said, we killed 90,000 people in a week. Us, the Americans, and the British in Berlin. And I was like, God damn. So I'm literally quoting a guy who was there. Okay? Don't come at me. Unfortunately, I think we're a little late when we allowed Iran to disappear. A month or two before the strikes against them. Exactly. We were late. Can you explain the Cobra maneuver and why it's a big deal that we can't do it? It's not a big deal that we can't do it. So the Cobra maneuver is when you throttle, you nose up, and you can keep forward motion while the back of your aircraft is ahead of the top of your aircraft. Now, due to three-dimensional thrust vectoring, which is really fucking over-engineered and just gives you a crazy heat signature, because that, once they get into that position, you can then rotate and then go down, which is a way to build up some airspeed again, but again, you're bleeding off almost all of it during the maneuver. It's not really a big deal. The Russian fanboys think it's a big deal. Like the Russian fanboys, they try and like just stand on the pedestal of everything Russia has is awesome. They're like, oh, the S-400 can see further than Patriot, and it's in 360 degrees. And it's like, yeah, its fidelity is fucking dog shit. Congratulations. I can blast radar most of the way out there and ensure I get returns. It's just a difference. Oh my God, it disconnected and reconnected again. Dude, what is going on with my fucking internet? Fritz, it is not time. You have 7 minutes. So did you make it to the STOL field? I did not. War Eagles, F-22, demo team, pyro team, the bird dog guys, which those were cool as shit, man. I can't wait for you guys. That interview, he was definitely a good old boy. Like, we were over at the Warbirds area, and these two guys came over, and they were both little sauced, which is great. And the Hellcat Bombs Away, who was one of the ones who invited me out to Oshkosh, she said she was going to be there. Awesome woman, by the way. She was like, hey, have you done an interview with the Bird Dog guys? And I was like, what the fuck is a bird dog? And he's like, oh, come on over here. And he's from fucking Louisiana. He had that, so we got this bird dog here. And it's a good interview, man. Just a couple of good old boys. Oh, all good. No dropout. Okay. In honor of Shark Week, what would happen if some 3-letter agencies train great white sharks for military ops? It's probably been tried. Remember, if it exists in the world, Uncle Sam has either weaponized it or will weaponize it. Okay. The problem is training a shark is very difficult because they're not really considered trainable. They don't have that level of intelligence. Dolphins, we've done that. I'm really surprised we haven't done killer whales. Crazy ranges, good for like really cold temperatures, like apex predator. You're not going to lose them in the deep water. Like, I don't know why we haven't done killer whales. Maybe we're worried about the repercussions there. But I would not be surprised if at one point in time they tried. Free Willy, the quantum whale. Don't fuck with the orcas. Orcas are too smart. Yeah, if we start teaching orcas that like, hey, you can, if there's a person swimming in this water over here, you can eat them. That's bad. That's really bad. Because orcas have never in the wild attacked a human. Last I read. Most of the time they're very curious about us. And like divers and shit, they'll bring like wounded seals over to them and like to teach a human how to hunt because they think we're just really dumb, which is crazy. But yeah. Can you make a parody of Can't Touch This for B2? Yeah, I am starting to feel out that character a little bit more. I don't know if you guys noticed that in the video that I posted today. I'm starting to have more fun with that character. So I like it. I might do it, Ping King. This is a couple weeks late of relevance. You may enjoy the Popular Mechanics article, The Army's Big Dumb Guns Aren't Dumb Anymore. I was definitely have no idea what coolness was left out. I think I know what you're talking about. It's something that they've theorized for many, many years. It's a hypervelocity anti-aircraft shell out of a 777 or a Paladin. I know, new word. He used a new hyper word. Oh my God. Russians will pick it up in about 6 months and they'll start, oh, my hypervelocity fucking cannons. It's stupid. Hypervelocity isn't a real word. It's just something we used for buzzwords. But yeah, they've been talking about that for a long time. And with the introduction of IBCS, which is the Integrated Air Missile Defense Battle Command System, and the IFCN, the Integrated Fire Control Network, that could be a very real possibility, because you could use a remote sensor with a Paladin as a shooter, tell them to load it in, charge 5, and we're about to go fucking ham. Which I do genuinely believe that lead slingers are the simplest stopgap for drones. Not a 777 or a Paladin, but Bofors may make a comeback. I could genuinely see that happen. I do like the Germans' Millennium gun. Just burns through a lot of bullets really quick, and you'll melt that barrel. Fritz! A gift for you from Alaska. Well, thank you so much, Steven. Was it a B or C model F-35 that lawn darted at Cali? I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet. I'm not really sure. Not fitting into a tiny bed. You guys see this? He is. Perfectly good bed over there on camera. And that's where he wants to be. How much to kidnap weapons to show up for an event? $3 and a pack of gum. I have no idea. Likely mode 4 went plop. Wait. What do you mean mode 4 went plop? That's an IFF signal. What are we talking about? I'm way behind. Yeah. Grandpa Buff is one of the old jets. TN60-0500 spent 10 years of my life on him, and I've definitely intercepted his 47 section.
Ah, everyone loves that. I don't even know what that is. What's the 47 section? Is that where my wiener is?
My kids wanted to say hi. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Patrick Waldman. I am so sorry. Hello, kids. Your father and I both make terrible, terrible decisions. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Timing. Yeah, that timing was, oh, man. Yeah. Do they have showers at Camp? They do have showers at Camp Scroller Campground. Plenty of hot water, but I highly recommend flip-flops. Don't rent a camper. Not worth it. 24-hour generator campsite is less than $200 a night. That's not terrible. But I mean, I want to say I spent about that for a hotel room. But I was just in, I was up in Appleton? Yeah, Appleton, where the airport was. In all seriousness, compare J-36 with the F-47. We don't know anything about those platforms. Neither one of them. I mean, the J-36, we've seen like some pictures of it flying with its landing gear down, which is very common when you're testing aircraft. You don't want to just move everything all at once. You do them incrementally. We don't know what the F-47 number 1 looks like. Once we know what it looks like, you could probably, I bet someone out there has done it. I bet some autist out there has done it, where you take a aircraft platform and you put it into some kind of simulator based off of just its curvature instead of its amalgamation, and see what kind of radar returns you get off of it. Yeah. Will I ever make an F-14 character? Yes. And always wear flip-flops for a public shower. 100,000%. Don't want staff. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, we loved him too. Yeah. Honestly, why are we not doing that? Look, when you go to jail or prison in South Korea, I'm not exaggerating this. This is what they told us. This is what the South Koreans told us when I was there. You know what you get 3 times a day? Fish head soup and a ball of rice. They give you 3 hot meals, fish head soup and a ball of rice. You want something else? Your family has to bring it for you. Why are we not doing just bologna sandwiches and maybe some mac and cheese? 7 days a week. Oh, the prisoners will riot and they'll rise up. Cool. Lock them the fuck down. Keep them locked down. You don't want to be locked down? Don't go to fucking prison. I'm sorry. Like I say this, you like, oh yeah, you'll never have to go to prison. My brother has done time in prison. My father has done time in prison. Maybe jail. Maybe it wasn't prison, because my dad only did like 90 days, and I think my brother did like 120 or maybe 6 months. I don't know. But Shower shoes and boxers. Not saying you're wrong, but saying if a truck, fertilizer, and copper is good enough for our enemies, it should be good enough for the Persians. True, but they may not know how to utilize those pieces of equipment. But I guarantee, so this is the thing, with the information war, aside from being able to see what's actually going on in Iran is why we need to get the internet in there to those people. Aside from that, they'll also tell you where the bad guys are moving to, which is great. You're getting real-time ISR. Tell the Persians, hey, guess what, Persian? I'll give you 10,000 American dollars if you can give me exact locations of these individuals. Trust me, they will relay that shit to you quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry. And then just start whack-a-moling. Hey, we're going to negotiate. Oh, we not to negotiate with you. You are the West, the great Satan. He goes back to Iran, gets smoked, and it's like, bring the next negotiator. Let's talk. Oh, we're not negotiate with you. You do that about 4 or 5 times. Suddenly they're going to want to negotiate. Oh, is it time for Protocol 4? It is time for Protocol 4. All right, Fritz. If the army can train you to be useful, I think we can train a shark. Fuck you, gappers. I feel like, oh man, I need to mod gappers. I need to let gappers have some power. They'll attack our fishing boats though. Maybe. Chelsea Williams, thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys are just, it's all rolling in. How many do we have in chat right now? 630. Fuck, I'm trying to keep up. Sperm whales though. I know, but killer whale just sounds so much cooler. No modding gappers. Let me see here. Wasn't Appleton hit by a... Was that where the tornado hit? Was it Appleton? Dude, I just got out of there right in time then. 10,000 and a green card. So HLC, favorite part of Oshkosh. Well, that's hard. That's hard to say. The whole experience is just so overwhelming. I didn't even get to like some of the experimental aircraft out there. Some of like the VTOL aircraft and the tilt rotors and electronic fucking aircraft, or like electric aircraft and shit. I didn't even get to any of that. Like, I don't even know what was the best part because it was so much. It was so overwhelming. There was so much going on. And when I flew out, I'm sitting at the airport in Appleton. I'm about to get on a flight. And I don't know if it was Hellcat Bombs Away or if it was Nick who sent me a picture of, they're like, Buff is landing. And I'm like, you mother. Oh, I miss Buff. I miss Buff by hours. I'm in a trash day announcement. We lost the ZF-35B in Miramar. So it was a B model, right? Humans aren't calorie-rich, normal diet for sharks and orca. Sharks bite, but don't really eat. Orca will go for organs. Yes and no. I watch Shark Week, man. I live on documentaries. I'll watch a documentary on fucking anything. Anything, bro. Yes, you're right with most sharks. I hear that it's slightly different with tiger and bull sharks. Tiger sharks specifically. Don't know how true that is. Orca does go for organs. I think, what is it? Seal liver is one thing like that they really, really like. You said watch one on Israel's history. I did a deep dive into Israel's history when I was going to do USA versus Hamas. And I know Judaism was there before Islam. I know that. Like that's historically accurate. But both Arabs, which are primarily Muslim, and Jews are both Semites and trace their lineage back to the Canaanites. Who was there first? I don't know. Shark liver. There you go. Thank you. Russian planes, just 3D TVC on Russian planes isn't just the return issue, it's the sheer fucking weight. Sure, it's offset with more thrust, but weight is still an issue. Drag, and the Su-57 did the blink chick maneuver, not the Cobra in the movie. I thought that was the same. Well, I mean, Cobra is where you get your ass and pass it, but then he just rotates it around, which is the whatever maneuver. I couldn't remember the guy's name. True. Can we make the A-10 the buffs, or A-10's replacement the buff conversation? Are you trying to get weapons that have a stroke in here? Are you trying to get him to have a fuck? He's going to lose his mind. He's just going to say no. I'm waiting for it to pop up in chat right now. I'm watching the fresh chat while I have the other chat up over here. I would just want to see Weapons say no. I'm just wait. Orca eat whale tongue. Don't look it up. Trust me. Ugh. I'm out, guys. Have a good one. Take it easy, Strigan. There it is. I was waiting for it. Weapons. No. You just no. More Grandpa Buff.
Look, man, last time I kind of put my foot in my mouth, all right? You just leave me alone.
47 section is the space aft of the gear before the tail gunner section. I was test for 29 years at Edwards and Eglin. Would love to chat with you. There's a B-52 at, I know Pima Air and Space has one, and then I think, but I know there's one at, in Ohio. Guys still won't work with me. Your kid sent you a picture of one of your old jets in a museum? Oh. I know and there might be Patriot units in there someday, but Patriot's been around a long time. We just keep upgrading that sumbitch. Seeing Buff's voice live. I can switch between all of them if you need me to.
The only one I don't show people is Franklin. People don't need to know how I make that. I grab my nutsack skin and I put it between my lips and I go squeaky, squeaky.
I'm sorry. Oh, man. I don't know, like, Goofy Mike, I would be open to it. Reach out to my mods. I don't know when I'll have time. Trump to Iran. It chooses democracy or it gets the telephone pole again. I mean, we do be doing that. It keeps getting creepier.
Treats the boats as a friend or else he gets the sun again. Ask Japan.
Hey, HLC, this is for the Kids Nugget Fund and still waiting for a trash day announcement. I also the Power Wagon fanatic. Would you spell? I want 2 more in addition to my 2005 Power Wagon. Would I sell? Not spell. We're doing Hooked on Phonics tonight, folks. That's what we're doing. I feel like you guys are ruder to, well, not really. You guys are actually really awesome, but you guys are like, King Pix's fucking chat is ruthless. I'm not selling my 75. That thing's been in our family for a long time. Every boy in my family, every man in my family learned how to drive a Standard in that truck. That's been around a long damn time. Would I buy a Sherman? If I had somewhere to put it, yes. I'm considering, I would love to get land someday. It's just not really in the cards right now. I love my house. This house, if I die in this house years from now, fucking cool. Like, I'm good with this house. Plus, moving around in the military has just made me, I don't like moving. I would love to have land someday, though. And if I had land, a Sherman wouldn't be opposed to it. What we do is bully all the 25-year-old Hiluxes in Mexico. Chubby Electron Man is happy. We have the things the government can't easily destroy, and the Middle East doesn't get them. I am right near the border. I wonder if I can get a 25-year-old Hilux down there and just pop it on. I bet someone in Juarez has an old Hilux. I bet. My brother-in-law is dating a girl who is from Juarez, and they go down there periodically for like family things. I'm going to tell him, keep an eye out for a Hilux. Did he actually? I did Protocol 4. I thought. I swear I did. What if Germany won World War I and settled along no man's land as the new border and France became Germany in World War II? I'd have to learn exactly where that line is, but I'm not opposed to it. I would love to have a Hilux. I did. Okay, thank you, Wolfram. I don't remember things. I have a brain I want to say like a goldfish, but I'm constantly like, it's firing in 70 different directions, so it's really, really hard to stay on top of things because I'm a little slow. Look at George Carlin's solution for prisons. It does require vacating 4 states, including Colorado, though. Violent criminals, pedophiles, druggies, and crazies gone, then have a small gates for them to mix. I'm not opposed to it. We got to fix this prison system because like the prison for profit, first of all, is wrong in general. I also think, hot take, if you're a celebrity, you should go to regular prison. Shouldn't be getting these little apartments you guys have. Don't care. You're not special. I'm not special. I hate that so much when like people who think they're important, just like they get pulled over by the cops or they get arrested and they're like, do you know who I am? No one gives a shit, dude. No one cares. I'm a fucking F tier YouTuber. No one cares about me. No one cares about you. Oh, flash flood warning. Huh. Luckily, I don't live in a flood zone like all the idiots on the other side of town. Been watching you since 2021. Thank you for serving. Hellraiser, thank you so much for being here, man. Oh, I missed one. If you haven't, you should watch the documentary Chosen about the Marines at the Chosen Reservoir. I would love to see. I don't know hardly anything about the Frozen Chosen, just like what I've read. I would actually love to watch that. What's it on? I think it's raining. Hey, HLC, we're going to do a video regarding... Weren't you going to do a video regarding the Doolittle raid? I cannot wait to hear Grandpa Buff speak on that one. I did. It was, it's on Pepperbox as part of my State of Mind. I did the Doolittle raid one with, I think, didn't I? Let me go through a State of Mind. Bro, I forgot which ones that I made. I need a vacation from a vacation, I think. I think you did. Weapons is like trying to back me up here, bro. I'm... only on Pepperbox, Man versus Morning, Fat Pews, State of Mind. Got the Salt War, Onion Trading, Battle of Midway, Great American Turkey Shoot, Battle of Remagen, I'm a Pole, Constant Peg, El Dorado, Sonic Weapons, the time an F-15 decided it didn't need 2 wings, the Battle of Kasham, Task Force Normandy, Outnumbered, Not Outgunned, Smart Poop, Doolittle Raid. Yeah, I did. 43 weeks ago. I love that comment running of the immigrant. That's awesome. Would you guys believe me if I told you that I didn't come up with that punchline until I was already speaking as Grandpa Buff? Get the Hilux, make it fat electrician super jealous. I'm going to get 2 of them. Be like, hey, I could give you one or sell you one for $1 million. Just be a dick. State of Mind is my ASMR at night. I try. I want to bounce around with it. Like, I love covering like just the weird, obscure history stuff, but I also like covering like the big battles. It's just hard to do the big battles. The videos are always so long and there's so many different characters I have to do. And I have to like I got like 7 web pages open about, okay, so this person did this, but before this person, he did this. And it's so hard to follow everything. Yes, you're that racist. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Wolfram. Let's say you're an intelligent being. You're Canadian, so it's a stretch, but we'll try. Okay, let's say you were an intelligent being and you were looking at another planet, right? And on that planet, there was other intelligent beings. And you started, and there's differences between them. Some of them were slightly different colors, some of them were taller, some of them were shorter, but they all kind of stuck like tribalism. They stuck to their own individual groups. So then you start studying them by their groups. And you notice one group is really good at like science and STEM, and you got another group that doesn't seem to understand indoor plumbing while the rest of them do. You got another group that, for some reason, every time they go into anyone else's country, they cause a whole lot of issues, and they really just cause problems and are incredibly violent. And you have one that a couple hundred years ago was incredibly violent and took shit from everybody, but then they stopped. It's kind of a weird... Have you ever looked at the planet that way and realized that we categorize animals very different than we do humans? With animals, it's pattern recognition. With humans, it's racism. Just saying. I know it's... Someone goes, I finally caught a live stream. You came in at a weird time, man. You came in at a weird time. I know stereotyping is a thing. It's good for a laugh, but Buff gets it from somewhere. Oh, yeah. Years of watching patterns. That's just saying. Like, you can say a breed of dog is more prone to aggressive tendencies. That's not, people, can you train any dog? Yes, any dog is trainable. Absolutely. You just got to put in the effort. Every dog is trainable. But saying that a certain breed is more aggressive, not a big deal. Try it with people. I love you, Wolfram. Raise his eyebrow. I like Weimaraners. I don't know if I've ever seen a Weimaraner in person. Maybe I have. Careful, Grandpa Buff. You might get noticed by Asmongold. Yeah, he's going to start... Someone's going to clip this and drop it in Asmon's. And he's going to be like, oh, this guy is really interesting. Amazon Prime. What are we talking about, Amazon Prime? Wasn't I gonna post my bank account details on Twitter? Homie, you guys would steal from me and then see what's in there and be like, oh, bro, we got to donate to this guy. You kind of already are. You made a donation. It came in as 5A, which I think is Australian money, which is, I don't know, what is that, 35 cents in the United States? I'm just fucking with you, bro. I'm totally just fucking with you. What a moment to drop in on a stream. Yeah. Can Buff watch Blazing Saddles?
It's one of my favorite movies. I really like when they call him the N-word at the end.
Okay, I mean, conversion, yet I'm too dumb to spell, but for the sake of pissing off weapons, I hope Buff gets an A10 main gun. The problem with that... Okay, there's kind of some benefits and drawbacks, and I'm going to drive weapons nuts here. Benefit is I feel like you could carry a lot more ammunition in a B-52 platform than you could an A-10, which is great. Drawback would be probably low-level maneuverability. I don't know if the B-52 is really well known for that. I mean, got a wingspan to forever. I don't even know, what is it, 170 feet? Something like that? The sheriff is near. Buff helped write Blazing Saddles. I'm going to go see, I want to go see the new Spider-Man. Probably going to go see that with the wife next week. We try and, like, as busy as my schedule is, and I'm in town, I'm out of town, I'm in town, I'm out of town. We try and take at least one day a week to go, see a movie, go have dinner together, recoil. I don't know if Buff would experience as much recoil. I mean, he's got 8 engines that are pushing a whole lot of weight. And it's like the difference between me firing a 308 and someone who's 120 pounds firing a 308. Yeah, about 70,000 pounds worth. Well, minus the gun, still wouldn't work. I mean, the gun might rip it apart. That's a very fair assessment. Slant range of the PGU 1314 round is about 3 miles max, better at 1.5 miles. Gunship buff. Well, that's the thing. We already got the C-130 for that. And I talk mad shit about the C-130. I talk shit about everyone's aircraft, right? Like I give everyone a hard time. But one of the things that I became painfully aware of in my understanding of tactics is, so everyone looks at like American logistics birds like, well, it carries logistics. And that's true in some capacity, but that's also not true in some capacity, right? So you have the 3 primaries that the U.S. uses, which is the C-130, the C-17, and the C-5. Those are the 3 main ones that we use. And you're like, well, why do you need this many C-17s if you have all these C-5s? Aside from cost, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. If you're going into contested territory or somewhere that it might get shot down, you could put a $1 billion Patriot system, for the most part, in a C-5. Why would you do that? That plane gets destroyed, that plane has a hard landing, something like that, you have now fucked up a $1 billion system. But also, there's airfields that the C-17 and the C-5 cannot land on, especially the C-5. That's where the C-130 comes in. Doesn't carry as much, but it does a lot better on short runways. It also does good on unimproved runways. It's a good, solid platform, and the reason why it's still around is because it's useful. Hercules. But the AC-130J gun has a dual feed system and is sensor fused. I don't know what sensor fused is. Is that like it's radar guided or something else? What if HLC could use Google Maps? Hurtful, but accurate. Blazing Saddles was a great film. Put a GAU 8 on every engine. Awesome. Probably not functional. From what I understand, granted, not an aircraft engineer, but aircraft wings are really good at holding things up because all the weight of that aircraft is carried on those wings. So like that's where most of its strength lies. You could probably redesign them, Might take some other time and stuff like that. But like the sagging, not really designed for that. That's why most of them, sag a decent bit until they're in the air. But like recoil on wings, that's not a direction that those things are reinforced for. I can barely read. I'm yeah, habitual linguini connoisseur. I don't know why. It's so fucking funny to me. Habitual linguini connoisseur. No, I'm waiting for someone to clip this and just put the Italian music behind it. There we go. That's going to be a fun GIF. I'm going to use the shit out of that. Chosen is on Amazon Prime. Have a handkerchief ready because some of those guys' stories are gut wrenching. Bro, you know what's crazy? I agree with you, right? Like The Chosen was a shit show. And the fact that so many of those Marines actually made it out of there is wild. But did y'all see that story up in, I shot it over to the guys on Unsub to see if like we wanted to put anything together for him. But there was that 11-year-old autistic child that wandered off from daycare and they were looking for him for 2 weeks and they just found him in like a culvert, like in a tube on the side of the road. No word on the cause of death, but like the kid was probably overstimulated and like went in there to hide, which sounds so incredibly sad to me. Like that is so incredibly sad because like, yeah, I make jokes about autism and I say I'm autistic and you guys are autistic and stuff like that. But like, first of all, that daycare, sue them to the moon, right? Like sue the living piss out of them. I want their grandchildren to be paying for those legal fees. But it won't bring the kid back. And like, what's crazy is, I hear about like in the United States, we hear about like murders and things like that. And it doesn't really like bug me, but for some reason, this one like really bugs me. Like, and maybe it's just because like, I just imagine a kid like who's autistic doesn't know any better. And he's like afraid of everything going on in the world. So he hides in this tube and he's just there for however long, right? Like I don't know why, but like that kid slowly succumbing to whatever injury or whatever happened, like that is just so much worse in my mind. And I know it's not even comparable to like what a human could do to that poor young boy, but like I don't know why that one just, dude, I'm autistic. 5 years ago, he's never been found. Dude, I feel so bad because like they just don't know, man. Like they just like when I saw the kid and he had like the headphones on, I thought of like Eli's son, and I shot it over to the group and everything like that. And like, dude, I if anything ever happened to Eli's kid, man, like it would fucking tear me apart because he's just always been so awesome and he's just such a cool kid. He's just like he's a good kid, man. And so like that might be why it's like a lot closer to home. But sorry, not trying to drive the vibe down, but yeah, like when you said gut wrenching, like yeah. Flock cameras will save lives. Can. There's always a give and take, right? Like, and I know flock cameras are a big hot button right now, but like in South Korea, everything is CCTV. Everything is CCTV. If you run a red light, a cop won't pull you over. You'll get mailed a ticket. If you speed, a cop won't pull you over. You'll get a ticket in the mail. They'll just send it over to you. So could they potentially avoid high-speed chases and figure out where these people are at and be able to protect the public better? Potentially. However, there's bad people that are going to use them for nefarious reasons. And does it infringe on America's Fourth Amendment right? I'm not a constitutional lawyer. Vulnerable population versus wannabe gangsters. Yeah. Don't let people outside your family take care of your children, people. It's habitually loading carbs. I'm down 26 pounds, man. Why are you coming at me like this? What's up, HLC? Sorry I haven't tuned in. Geolocated a hidden hole with my leg at work and messed up my knee. Ooh, Aaron, I'm glad you're back, man. That's rough. Program detonation. Sorry, thank you, Weapons, for the thing. My father is calling me. Hang on. My dad never calls me. Huh. Made it seem like my dad might come and visit me. You guys got to understand, I was in the military for 16 years. My dad never visited me. The one time he did is because my older brother, the one who's in Japan right now, drove up to his house and said, "Get in. Your son's about to go to Afghanistan." And he drove him down to Fort Carson to see me off. So, huh. Hope he's not dying. Papa HLC coming on stream. I mean, I did a video with him when I was down there or up in Colorado, Denver Bullets, when I built my AR. I agree our Iran negotiations should be like the engine intake scene from Firefly. Oh no. My nerd just got tested and I'm found wanting. I've never seen Firefly. Please don't kill me. Please don't crucify me. I've never seen Firefly. I was told it's amazing. I was told it's phenomenal. I've never seen it. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Please don't crucify me. I've never seen it. I'm sorry. Jail, straight to jail. Get what the actual. Okay. Thank you for entertaining me while I'm at work. Well, hey, you're at work. I probably shouldn't be talking about how much you hate the Jews. Oh, he probably has headphones on. I'm fired. All cool points removed. Oh, it's coming down out there. Fritz doesn't want to go outside right now. Trust me. That's probably why he's whining so much, is because he felt the barometric pressure change. It's cool that dogs can detect that. Still waiting for the 35 to trick the 22 into welding canards onto his body because he told him it's how he can come out of the hangar. Oh my God. Canards are gay. I'm never doing that. I know what they look like. But could I get out of the hangar? Kid, I'm not letting you out of the hangar. Oh, this is bullshit. This fucking... Franklin, steal me something from the B2 to take the edge off. Oh, dude. I could take that edge off permanently. Oh, man. Shame, I know. And someone said MiG. MiG? Dude, I was at Oshkosh, and there's apparently a guy who works for NASA, like the director of NASA, and he has a MiG-29. And I was in the middle of a interview with the Corsair pilot. So I'm geeking out, right? Like, this guy was super chill. Like, honestly, it was an awesome experience. I met the P-51 pilot for that Hellcat Bombs Away works with. I met the Corsair pilot, and it was technically, it's not a Corsair. It's made by Goodyear, so it's slightly different, but on paper it's the same. I don't know. It's all in there. But I remember, like, mid-interview, I hear like, and I was like, oh, jet. And I look up, and I was like, that's not American. What is that doing here? And they had to explain to me, like, oh, no, that's an American MiG-29 that he got. I don't know how he got a MiG-29, but yeah. Habitually loading carbs. What's up, HLC? Sorry. Oh, yeah, no, we already read that one. Oh, everyone's mad at me for missing Firefly. HLC, heavy larded character. Sorry, had to. Aww. HLC, if you get a chance, you should check out the Boneyard in Tucson. So Pima Air and Space Museum and the Boneyard are both on my list. If we can get Nick. Navy's version of Rapid Dragon, Rapid Kraken. Instead of missiles, it's robo tentacles. Don't give the Rainbow Bros on the Man Love Cruises any ideas. I don't hate the idea, but I wonder. So right now, and I'm not a Navy engineer. I don't know anything about how to keep a boat from going under a boat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do that, but I feel like the Mark whatever torpedo system could be mounted to like just the hull of the vessel, and they would fire it from inside. But then again, I mean, those torpedoes are heavy and hard to load, so maybe that's why they keep them up on the deck. But that would be kind of cool. Just rows of torpedoes on both sides. Give them a broadside, boys! Fucking just I mean, you only really need one. That Mark was a Mark 48 that yeeted an Iranian frigate. Bro, the poor guy on the back helicopter deck. Did you see him? He got thrown over the fucking, I was going to say cockpit, over the bridge. It was so wild. It was insane. Do they still make MiGs? I think so. Those exist? Are you talking about like little torpedo boats? We're sending a Task Force Orange in over that one. Firefly is just an unfinished Western caravan in space show with reality and bad background lore and shitty ship designs. Fight me. Ooh. ASIM Solutions. Oh, man. He's swinging. Just get out. Just leave. I'm from hell. He's from hell? What? What is going on? Hemorrhaging Love Clam. Please watch Firefly. Hemorrhaging Love. I'm a bleeding sex clam? What? Oh my God, that's a vagina. Someone's going to clip that. Fuck, you just got a live reaction. Like, it took me a minute. I'm quitting streaming. I'm quitting streaming. That's, I'm fucking, oh man. Oh, if I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't miss it. No. Oh. What is the B-52's fuel capacity?
Enough to get to Russia's mom. Next question. Actually, probably not. I'll have to refuel a couple of times. The KCs are going to be up there giving me the go-go juice, so that way I can save my go-go juice for Russia's mom.
Oh, man. All right, let's see here. For the record, I also play Star Citizen, so my space sci-fi taste is trash. You know what? That doesn't mean that you have bad taste in space when you play Star Citizen. It means you make poor financial decisions, like the rest of us. Join the org. There's one in my Discord. 300,000 pounds plus. I don't think that's... I was thinking gallons. 300,000 pounds. 8.6 gallons, or 8.6 pounds per gallon. That tracks. Fritz! For the love of Christ. You know what? All right, I'm going to take him out. Maybe that's what he needs. I don't know what he needs. I'll be right back. You guys get a chair stream for a minute. He bothered me to eat a leaf. That's what he wanted to go out there and do, was eat a leaf. No, Knox, you went pee though, because Knox is a good boy who isn't afraid of the rain. Okay, let's get back to it. A mind teaser for all. When I was 25, when 25 and 15 the same. What do I do with that? Oh, all hail the chair. Yeah, I'm aware, guys. Hey, what state am I from? Colorado originally. Little town called Commerce City. Basically, drive around the north side of Denver till you hear gunfire and mariachi music. You're there. I'm a minority where I come from. Everyone thinks Colorado, they think like rich white people and mountains. Nope, not Commerce City. Kid goes gender fluid to get an intercept. I'll do it. Real talk. What does MIG and Sue mean? MIG is Mogoyan. Sounds super Jewish. And Sue is, oh my God. Sue stands for Sukhoi. I don't even know why I didn't even look it up. I literally opened up Google and I was like, wait, what am I thinking? Sukhoi. Yeah. It's Russian, company things. That's all it is. MIG means mid. In relation to aircraft. So that's all it is. It's not like American aircraft. Like it would be like, instead of calling the F-35, it would be like the Lockheed 35 or the LK-35. We just use F and B and C. C, cargo, F for fighter or fighter interceptor, B for bomber, A for attack aircraft. That's why like A-10, AC-130, which is a cargo aircraft with the attack variant. That's all it is. No, there we go. Colorado Springs Peterson Air Force Base has the National Museum of World War II Aviation with the largest collection of flyable aircraft. I do like Peterson. It's beautiful down there. Fort Carson is my old stomping grounds, man. I was stationed there for 3 years. I mean, -1 in Afghanistan. Iran is threatening to target our power grid now. Like here in the States? You're the syrup guy. Do they mean like, look, all I'm saying, Iran, you can do what your rank can handle. that's I tell, do what your rank can handle. And here's the thing, we're going to attack your power grid. Do you have any idea how fast you will unify Americans if they don't have air conditioning? Do you have any idea how fast Americans will be like President Trump? Just kill them, all of them. If you take away their air conditioning and cold beers, do you have any idea how dangerous that is? I wish them the best in their future endeavors. Chair for Mudflap Supporter of the Year. I hate you. I hate you so much. It's 101 in my town in Idaho right now. Yeah, glass, straight to glass. All Americans would be like, no, fucking kill them. Kill them all. All of them. The South immediately. The Southwest probably take us a little bit of time because we're slow, but the South immediately, within 10 minutes, they're going to be like, hey, Congressman, you need to declare war on these fucking people now. Like, just... Someone asked me about the XB-70. What about the Valkyrie? Did I miss something? Colorado, real talk. I'm trying to get caught up. I might be way behind. Gappers, how did the IQ of that room in the stream increase drastically? You guys want to know something secret? Because now I'm going to make Gappers sweat. He's probably my government handler. I know my government handler's in here somewhere. Maybe it's Gappers. Maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. You guys want to know something secret? I mean, honestly, I'm so like I was thinking about just throwing out a number that I know is related to some kind of secret information, but I feel like that will also get me like I wouldn't tell you what the number is, but I would just say said number and then not explain any further. And but I feel like that would also put me in jail. I feel like that. Yeah, no, I'm going to leave that alone. Like I thought like for a minute I was like I could get away with just saying a number. No one's going to care about a number, but because I know that number correlates with something that the public isn't supposed to know. Yeah. 42. There you go. The answer is 42. That's the answer to everything in the world. In the meaning of life is 42. I never finished that movie. What is it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I never finished it. I should probably like figure out what the hell that means. What jiggles more, HLC using a pew pew or the ballistics gel dummy when hit? That should be a chat poll. No, because I know what you're going to say. $66.
Do it. Execute order 66.
What is my favorite plane? The F-4U Corsair. Now, if we're talking about jet aircraft, it's kind of a tie between the F-14 and the F-22. Ah, hell yeah. My buddy Tyler, who I met at the gym, we go shooting sometimes. He just came up and said, hey, and we struck up a conversation. He's like, do you shoot? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do. And he's like, let's go shooting sometime. So we go shooting every once in a while. Cool dude. And he's like, I saw your video at the gym, bro. Looking good. And I'm like, hell yeah. Oh, I can't flex my shoulders. My shoulders are so sore. I started doing this thing. I reached out to Eli, right? Because I'm losing the weight, but I'm not getting, and my triceps are growing. My chest is growing a little bit, but I'm not getting like definition in my biceps or my shoulders. And he's like, what you need to do is pause. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, so when you're like doing shrugs or something, you shrug up quickly, you pause, and then you go down slowly. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I am sore as fuck this week. My whole body hurts. I feel every workout, well, the chest is still sore, but I feel every workout I did this entire week. It hurts. All of it. I did legs today. I don't feel them that much right now. I mean, they're definitely like a little worn out, but gotta feel those ones tomorrow probably. Oh, nice Palpatine impression. He left chair, heavy load chair, huge lard conglomerate. For your charity, all hail the chair. God damn it, why is everyone about the chair? HLC, have you ever checked out the XB70 Valkyrie story? And awesome if you haven't. I haven't looked into it. I just haven't had time. I say I haven't had time, but I'm talking about like I played a video game last night with Fen. Look, I still unwind at the end of the day like you guys do. Sometimes I have to work late. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes we're recording kind of consensual episodes at fucking 10:30 at night. It happens. Sometimes we're doing them at 7 in the morning. Although those are usually Cappy. Cappy is a morning guy. He's like, hey, can you do 9 tomorrow? I'm like, dude, that's 7 my time, bro. But yeah. I don't know enough about the XB70 Valkyrie story. I think it is a really interesting looking plane, even though it has canards. Those are super gay. You nasty bitch. Knox, you shit your pants, didn't you? I got this fan over here going, and I can still smell it. First of the month, if you do a show on the H-60 Sierras, please tell the aircrew, check the VDBs. 234, they failed in flight. Many birds, lock rings failed in flight. Fired me when reporting. Effects over 30 AC Bunos? Class A. What is the H-60 Sierra? Is that what I'm thinking of, a Kiowa? My brain is not functioning at full capacity right now because you didn't put a U in front of it, I was like, that's not a Black Hawk. That's a Black Hawk. My brain is not functioning at full capacity right now. And just because he didn't put U in front of it, that's what got me. I'm excited about the MV-75. Its range will be revolutionary. What do you think it'll do for tactics, just the platform in general? I have serious reservations about tilt rotor aircraft in general, due to the kind of flailings, I won't say failings, but the flailings of the Osprey. Now, I am all about getting people in and out of combat quicker. Totally agree with that. I got to look into it a little bit more. I was told that its load capacity was semi-comparable to the Chinook, and the Chinook has been the workhorse of the American infantrymen for a long time. What is the load or the landing area, like the HLZ, required for that thing? I don't know. What can it carry payload wise? I don't know. But if it is faster, can land quicker, get in and out. I mean, I think it'll be a force multiplier Because right now the main thing limiting like air assault operations is usually how much the cargo weighs, how austere the conditions are, and if you can get in and maintain loiter and then get the troops out without having to refuel, all very, very important things. Because like people, you see in the movies, like the helicopter comes in and it lands and then it shuts down. That doesn't happen. Literally never happened. Because they're like, get that aircraft back because something is probably broken. And you're not going to leave it out there so the bad guys can rummage through it. At least maybe not with regular army guys. Maybe special operations dudes do that. We don't. That literally never happens. So it's like come in, drop, land, offload, fucking dip out, and then sometimes loiter depending on the operation and the mission. But if it's got further range, better fuel economy, and it can get them in and out quicker and it's low observable, I see those all as net positives. Will it ever replace the Chinook? I don't know. I will not be the first person to volunteer sling load with a tilt rotor. No, thank you. I don't know if an Osprey has ever slung load before. I have no clue. I've never seen an Osprey carry a sling load, but I'm not going to be the first guy to sling load with a tilt rotor. Happy Friday, Time Whiz. Watch the Skid of Her people unite against them because they can't complain on blue sky with the power down. That would be funny as shit. They can sling load with Osprey. I've just never seen it. I haven't looked into it. Heavy load-bearing chair with YouTuber accessory. Fritz, I'm about to put you in here and you can just yell at people. You can bork the whole time. He doesn't bork. He goes, wah! 42 life, the universe, and everything. The meaning of everything. Belly is growing. My chest is growing. It could not carry as much. Yeah. Wolfram, what did you just send me? Dare I even ask? Oh, he sent me a sling load under an Osprey. Looks like a 777. Yeah, that's a 777. Sling load under an Osprey. No, thank you. Well, also, what's this? Oh, no, it's Lucky. Okay. It says U.S. Marines. I thought for a second it was like, okay, let me zoom out of this. It looks like the tail of that aircraft almost has some squiggle people writing on it. But then when you zoom in, it says Lucky. So I thought, I mean, if you're doing anything in an Osprey and you're alive, you're lucky. I'm not, look. If Marines, statistically speaking, and I have yet to break it down, but I'm relatively confident in these numbers. Statistically speaking, if U.S. Marines died in a training accident, there's like a 30 to 40% chance an Osprey was involved. I feel like any kind of training accident with Marine death we hear about is Osprey related nowadays. Stick to surface to air missiles. Got you, boo-boo. Oh, sorry, I got that one already. Skittle people. I'd be more worried to see him actually use a shovel. Oh my God. You guys are fucking ruthless tonight, man. What about the Super Corsair? That's my favorite. There's a Super Corsair? I had no idea such thing existed. Here in the South, we do not fear hurricane, tornado, or anything else, but 100% humidity when it's 95 degrees, freedom. The South doesn't like their heat. What's crazy is like, they're always just, everyone like makes excuses for their terrible weather. It's, when you're in Colorado, well, it's a dry cold. When you're down here, it's a dry heat. When you're in the South, well, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. That's the bad part, which I will tell you, dude, when we went out there to Brandon getting deputized at the Alamo, which was really awesome that I got a chance to go to that, right? We went there, we were sitting in our rental car, or no, it wasn't a rental car, it was our regular car. And I had the AC on full tilt and it could not keep up with that heat and humidity. It was probably right around 100 and it was like 90% humidity. And we were out there and I am just drenched in fucking sweat. And I like remember like just, hey, shake hands, I'll hug everyone. Hey, good job guys. Hey, awesome, Brandon, congratulations. And we were out. I saw some dude with no shirt running past the Alamo and I was like, that's a cry for help. That man has demons. He's not okay. In that weather, fuck you. Bro, my shop was 120 ambient today. Maximus. By the way, Maximus Knives, good to see you in here, buddy. Fuck that. Also, but you're kind of like, I mean, aren't blacksmithing areas supposed to be really, really hot? I mean, I know you try, but like, aren't they just notorious for being ungodly hot? Lockheed has only put one C-130J into service this past year. I didn't know there was a debacle with the J model. Did I watch the World Cup final? How was it? I did not watch the World Cup final. What was I doing during the World Cup final? I was busy doing something. Where the fuck was I for the World Cup final? I don't know. I'm going to make up an excuse. For the World Cup final, I was enjoying things that Americans like freedom, bacon, guns, beer, steaks, maybe a deep fried hamburger. Never tried one. I'm sure somewhere in America they make it. Try glass blowing? Hell, I mean, honestly, I would want to try glass blowing sometime in my life. I think it's kind of cool. The jokes are gonna come, and I shouldn't have phrased it that way, but the jokes are there. But I would like to try it someday in my life. Deep fried ice cream? I've had that before. Fried ice cream? It's not bad. Hi, I'm Glass. He's the first one to get to it. Rip to the Americans lost on Osprey in Australia years ago. Check the speech from the U.S. about how the Aussies went to retrieve in shit conditions. Oh, no, dude. Like, Aussies run deep. Like, there is no shame when it comes to the Aussies. I've seen them operate. Like, again, I haven't had a great deal of experience with ally nations. I saw Canadians. I worked with Aussies, saw some Brits, saw some Germans, didn't see any French, but Aussies roll deep, dude. Like they're like, nah, fuck it, we'll do it. Also, I'm gonna call this as I see it. When I was in El Dafra, okay, Australians showed up. First of all, dude's mustache probably had 10 confirmed kills. Awesome. And super chill guy. There's a rule in the army that 90% of the women in the army are attractive. It's the other 10% they put near everybody else, okay? All of the Aussie soldiers that were there were like smoking hot blondes. 10. Straight 10s. Did they do that because it was an airbase? Did they do that because they were working with Americans? What is the deal, Australia? Okay, what are we doing? Because you could have honeypotted me with all of the information right there. Honeypot is a intel tactic that they use. Basically, they're telling you if you're a 4, I'm a 4 on a good day. All right, if you're a 4 and a 10 is talking to you, they're probably trying to get secret information from you. It's a honeypot thing. All of them. Fucking 10s. My Aussie friends are my favorite drinking buddies. Hell yeah. They 100% know how to party too. I believe it. I genuinely believe it. What if Russia and West Taiwan invaded us through the North Pole? Well, okay, so let me read the rest of this and we'll try and break it down. If they do, I wish they would come to Michigan so I can off commies and yell Wolverines. So realistically, that is the primary threat. As for West Taiwan, they would have to get a stronger Navy in the Pacific. But so Operation Chrome Dome from, I don't know, it's like the 60s or 70s through like the 80s or 90s. Because the number one threat from Russia or the USSR to the United States was missiles over the poles. Everyone looks at the map and they're like, well, they would have to come down through Alaska. No, we're a globe, unless your parents are related and you think the earth is flat. Plus, I have undeniable evidence that the world is not flat. Cats would have knocked everything off of it by now. Checkmate, fuckers. Anyways, the number one threat is over the poles. And many of our own crashes can be dialed down to human error. Could be. Very, very, very real. People are people. But they would also have to get through Canada. And while Canada they like Americans. Canadians like Americans for the most part, right? They're not a fan of our administration right now, from what I understand. Granted, my man on the inside is Wolfram, and he could just be a disgruntled fucking commie. I don't know. But I feel like they have more of a hatred for commies, like Russians. So firing missiles over the pole, easy. Getting troops over the pole, significantly harder. So Wolfram's like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Was 6 to 68? Damn, I was off. 61 to 88. Weapons. Come on, man. You can't be giving me false information. Oh no, the useless hat will stop them? I wouldn't say Canada's useless, because here's the thing. We love selling and lending our toys to other nations so we can test how good they are. So all Canada would have to do is like, hey, dear America, we got some commies coming over to Pole here. Can we get some toys? And we just like fucking throw everything we have at them and like, tell us how it works out, bud. You need anything else, let us know. We'll see you hockey season. And the Canada will do Canada things. Chrome Dome was designed to reduce the reactionary time gap between alerts and launching bombers. Exactly. It was also our kind of second strike capability in case Russia decided to nuke the United States. We had nuclear capable bombers in the air at any given time who could retaliate. Just be wary if they offer food to your soldiers. Facts. Can we get a hot take on a video game you last played? Hot take. Helldivers is an incredibly simple idea that no other video game company has tried, but that is why it is so wildly successful. That's my hot take. Helldivers is a simple idea. The idea is people like working with their friends. People like working with other gamers to accomplish a common goal. So what they did is they just created an arguably unbeatable enemy, and you jump in with your boys and just cause a whole lot of damage. That's it. It's a simple PvE idea that no other company was willing to try. I promise you, if you take that and scale it to anything else, if you made a 40K that was like that, where you had to take on Tyranids and like do a galactic conquest and take on whatever, it would sell like hotcakes. It's an incredibly simple idea that just every other video game company was too afraid to try. Yeah. Are AC-130 crews still prone to getting cancer? Has anything been done to address that? I don't know if they're prone to getting cancer. I will say relative location to things like heavy metals, like depleted uranium and or lead, or radars, sensor systems, and electronic warfare. Because like radars are fine, right? Like they're not going to hurt you. But if you're on one every single day, now the radar for that system, as far as I'm aware, is in the nose. Don't know. Do they, and this is the first I'm hearing of it, do they get cancer at disproportionate levels to everybody else? I don't know. I have no clue. The F-86s, the Golden Hawks were, oh yeah, because I saw him ask about that. Fritz, okay, look, here, you want to come up here? Is that what you need? You need attention? Business idea. Open a German breed only. I think they tried that in the 40s. Let's continue. German Shepherds, Schnauzers, Dachshunds, doggy daycare. Call it the fifth I see why you separated that word. Can I say that word? Yeah, the Fifth Reich boarding school for Wehrmacht. What caught fire? What caught fire? All right, have a good night, King Dan. Don't close your eyes because they'll find you. I'm going to just fuck with that guy's buzz a little bit. Our local high school, the Aviators, has a real A7 Corsair out front on pylons. That's pretty cool. That goes hard. That goes fucking hard. It's Dogpool. This is Fritz. He is a Chinese crested. And yes, this is his normal hair. That's the way it comes in. He has little tiny peach fuzz on his body. We shave his body just to keep the peach fuzz off him because it itches a lot. And he's also got little boots. Furry Pete's. You're a good boy. You're a problem, but you're a good boy. Would you be interested for the story for the KC podcast about the time I made ex-interrogator for the Brazilian military dictatorship cry back in the mid-80s? 100,000 fucking %. That's a very funny story, it sounds like. Iran may be implying via cyber in the US. The result will still be the same. The result will still be the same. Like, I mean, because this is the thing. It's ultimate, like, it's weapons in general, right? So one of the things, Now, I cherry picked some things from Ryan Macbeth, but one of the most logical things he ever said is we're weaponizing social media against us. Because you don't buy a drill because you need a drill. You buy a drill because you need a hole or you need a screw screwed in. You buy a missile not because you need a missile, but because you need something destroyed. So it's an effector. And when you convince a bunch of skittle-haired retards who go to the nearest university that they need to glue themselves to the pier of a naval station because they're protesting insert whatever buzzword they have here, you're still getting the same effect. So probably convince some of those skittle-haired people to either do it for them or just go in. I mean, but the result is still the same. You take out America's power grid, you're going to just ultimately piss us off. Also, a lot of that stuff is all like it's not tied together. I hope people understand that. Like, if you take out the power grid in New York City, which is probably guarded to the fucking teeth in general, it's not going to take out the whole eastern seaboard. Like, you got to do it individually. I mean, the networks might have some connectivity, but they probably have fail safes if one goes down. I'm not an electrical engineer. Fritz, HLC, please have mods ban anyone who's mean to Fritz unless it's over his farts. Mods, you time out anyone. I don't like banning people. I like to have, free conversation, although my mods are so mean. Maybe why Canada bought Jorn. What up, my digger? I had to enunciate the D really well. Maybe. I mean, beyond line of sight would work over the pole. Could potentially give them some early warning. Might be problematic in its resolution, but you could at least see that something is coming. I don't know if you'd be able to react to it, but we'll give you that. MV-75 cargo load, 10,000, cruise speed 280 knots, range 500, 800 miles, carry 14 troops. Black Hawk replacement over time could be great with Thunder. Thunder. I'm not understanding the Thunder reference, but in general, I mean, if it can do that, because I don't think a fucking Black Hawk can do 280 knots. Chinook might be able to. For those of you who don't know, the Chinook is the fastest rotary wing aircraft the United States has, which sounds wild because you think like an Apache, a gunship would be faster. It's not. It's not. U.S. is not winning in Iran. That's your opinion, but by what metric? I'm genuinely curious. By what metric? How do you measure winning or losing? Let's do it. I love it. Have you seen anything about the new Ace Combat coming out? Ace Combat 8. Yes, I have seen it coming out. Yeah, the future, the 75. Yeah. Well, is that what it's called? Is the MV-75 Thunder? Fritz, stop licking my fingers. Stop licking everything. Human factors. Bad maintenance or pilot error are the primary cause in 80% of aircraft mishaps. Very true. You live here. You've seen this whole room. You've seen my hat. You've seen the microphone. You've seen my desk. I have to change character because you lame censorship. It's not me, man. The mods are mean. Yeah, Chinook is fast. Okay, I don't know the speed for the killer egg. The Little Bird? Chinook is faster than Little Bird. I remember looking it up years ago, and I don't know why. I mean, at least the Unclass is saying that the Chinook is faster, but the Chinook is stupid fast. Also, having flown in them, they're terrifying. Maybe to you people who like having your feet off the ground, they're awesome. But when you're flying over Afghanistan and jackasses are potentially shooting at you, no. Hard pass. Hard pass. Iran is winning like HLC wins arguments with AC. First of all, your mom's a hoe. Second of all, I don't have a rebuttal. That is accurate. I'm flailing and throwing whatever I have at him, and it's just not doing anything, and he just continues to berate me. That's fair. That's They have huge energies. Does Fritz have a secondhand short-term memory issues due to Colorado grass? We'll get some grass. He actually, we got some like powder one time you could like mix into drinks. I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't even feel anything, but I had my drink sitting on the couch and I walked in and I was like, well, Time. I know we're at time. We're at time, but I walked away for a couple of minutes. So, Maximus Knives, does Fritz have? Oh, bastard. What's the highest dose of THC you've taken? 15 milligrams. But here's the thing, guys. And that sounds like, oh, that's not very much. You got to understand, man. I'm not looking to like spend crazy amounts of money all the time. If I can take one and just chill, not a problem. But also, I found out that gummies specifically are not very well on the quality control aspect. Because sometimes you take one and feel literally nothing. And sometimes you take one and you are, like the other night I had 15. This was about a week ago. It was the last time I had 15. And I remember sitting there on the couch and every time I would look from my phone up to the TV, the whole room would spin. I got the spins. And I was like, I need to go to bed. That is the fastest way off this ride. I need to go to bed. And I didn't touch it for a couple of days after that. I was like, not my thing. Not my thing. And yeah, no, not doing that. It's not like, because I feel like they like mix it in and then they cut all the gummies up and then they package them and stuff like that. And some of the gummies have a lot more, some of them don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anduril's Thunder, Hilo CCA, you slackjaw. I don't know everything about everything. Little known fact, Superglue, the favorite of the Rainbow Hair Douche Patrol, as an accelerant you can buy. Accelerant? Is that how it's that's not how you spell accelerant, but I think that's what you're saying. Hobby stores, Ziplocker, it will set immediately, but get incredibly hot. That's funny. THC vapes have the same problem. Bro, I tried that one time. Like, I used to vape pretty regularly. And my wife's friend, she came over and she had a vape. And I was like, let me try that. And I took one drag. I coughed for 30 minutes. No. I almost died. Possibly. But Anduril Thunder, AI Tilt Rotor, MV75, Get Down Pilot. Got it. Okay. My bad. Anduril Thunder. I don't know everything about everything. I'm trying to say, always eat 2 gummies so the odds are higher. No. Do I have a model of Corsair? I have several back there on the shelf. People keep sending me 3D printed ones that are nice. And I know everyone's like 15 milligrams. If you live in a state that does Delta 8 or Delta 9, shut up. I can take like 200 of one of those and it doesn't do shit to me. Everyone's like, oh man, I take like 35 to sleep. And it's like, yeah, you live in a state with Delta 8 or Delta 9, which is dog shit. This is how I know. Fen, my son, came here and visited. And I told my wife, we don't really smoke, but I was like, go pick up a couple of joints or blunts or something. Just ask them. And we picked up like 5 of them because Fen just puts them down. And he smoked one. Not even the whole thing. And he's like, I am fucking gone. And I was like, yeah. How's Great Grandpa Mitchell? I mean,
oh, I'm not too far gone. I always stick around with all the fights that I need to have. Fuck you, Japs.
Oh, what is your problem?
You're my fucking problem. Pearl Harbor, you remember it?
You remember Nagasaki and Hiroshima?
No, I wasn't there for it. You're just...
Oh, I switched to Grandpa Buff.
No, I wasn't there for it. That was the B-29. I was still busy fucking up Europe.
It's hard to... It's illegal in your country. Yeah, I love Fen. Fen, dude, his life is just nothing but side quests. I love it. And we'll finish on this one. I don't understand why US lets URSS have world biggest helicopter record for the last 58 years. Specifically, the super heavy cargo VTOL would probably useful. I mean, if URSS can make VTOL, they can carry 100 tons. Possible. It's all a matter of if America cares enough about it. That's kind of the way that we look at things, is if America cares enough about it, we're like, we want that record. We're going to build something better. We would. No idea how expensive it would be, but Delta 8 is weaker, but Delta 9 is actually THC. Try THCP though, strong as shit. So what I get, for those of you who can partake and do partake, it's a wild tides? No, good tides. Comes in a little tube. And live hash rosin, and those will make you have a great time, wonderful time. So, true that. You would rip this administration up so neatly. Yep. Drugs are bad, okay? Hey, teach their own. I don't try and push anything on anyone. I just say I partake. So thank you all so much for being here. If you would like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get some merch, maybe buy me a beer. But again, the cheapest and easiest way is just watch my videos. Watch out for one another, guys. Actually, I'm going to pause this for a second. I always say, don't do the enemy any fucking favors. So you guys know I have a firm rule. I don't do GoFundMe's because it opens up the floodgates. And I want you to know this, not because I want you to feel bad for me, but I want you to know that the rule even goes for myself. One of my buddies I was in Afghanistan with last week, he did the enemy a favor. He was going through a lot of things. And I mean, he was kind of hard to get along with, but he was always a good guy. And he'd always hear you out. And his family had to GoFundMe because they couldn't afford the funeral. And I just paid for his funeral. It ain't much, you know. I really wish that he would have reached out and I could have picked up the phone in that dark time. So it is what it is. So when I say don't do the enemy any fucking favors, I mean it from the heart. People care about you, even if you don't think so. If you think no one cares about you, I care about you. Stick around. All right. We don't need to be giving them any more tallies. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. All right. Love you guys. I'll see y'all next time. Play the music.